Hello, this is our twice weekly meeting. We do this every Monday and Friday night starting at 7 o'clock. We run on YouTube 7 to 9. Then there's an after party. The link can be found on Stunt Hangar. You have to be a member, you have to be registered and logged in, and you go to at the bench. And we'll post that up right now. And that link is there. And if you click on the join the Zoom meeting, that'll bring you right in. If you have, you won't even have to log in if you've had Zoom on your computer before. Please have your camera enabled. There we go. I know I wasn't on again today. I've been working on the forum, trying to get it to go. So hopefully we can make that work. Had Bud Morrison give me a hand. I didn't even know what the hell he was talking about. So thanks, Bud. Seems to be working better now. There we go. We got somebody coming in. Let me get here. Participants 2. Gary Sinclair, admit. There we go. Welcome, Gary.
How you doing?
All right.
That's good. You got it all cleaned up?
No,
No.
no,
Big chore, isn't it?
yeah, it's a big chore. It's going to be a couple more days. Been kind of working on the forum. Did you have problems getting on?
Huh?
Have you been on the
Yep.
forum at all during this week?
Yeah.
And no problems?
No.
Yes, it was loading super slow. Something about M cache, or I don't know, Bud knows. But
Hmm.
it seems to be working now. We'll see what happens. I'm getting it ready to make my pipe. I got my mandrel started here. This is for a 32F OS pipe. When this JB Weld dries, I had to lengthen the head pipe. When this JB Weld dries, I will take superfill and superfill it and then sand it. Well, I'm going to sand the whole pipe and then polish the pipe to a mirror shine and then put quick lease on it, a chem lease, and then pull this sock over the top of it, this carbon sock. That's it's the only little model airplane project I had today.
Do
I
their
am
pipes
going.
get very hot?
Well, they get hot, yeah.
Do they?
Gas probably 800 degrees coming out of there.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see what happens.
You gotta have air around it then, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to build a classic legal piped airplane. I like the little airplanes a whole lot better than these big airplanes. Get a whole lot more of them in your car.
Yeah. I would imagine.
2 to 1, I think.
Yeah. We got some snow today, but not much. It's fine.
We got snow in the backyard. It hasn't melted from a week
Oh,
ago, but
yeah, we do too.
we didn't get any extra. We haven't had any extra snowfall.
You get your water taken care of?
Yeah, they got the water
Oh,
going. Let's see, we got a message here. Yeah. Let's see what it says here. 39 degrees, man. We're having a heat wave.
Oh, yeah.
38 tomorrow, then 47, then 57, and Tuesday 64. Then back down to 42 and 37. The wind is making it 6 miles an hour, gust to 13. Dew point 31. We're 9 degrees above average. And the pressure is rising.
Well, maybe make it our way here shortly. Who knows?
Let's see. I still keep tabs on Dayton. Muncie's at 29. Dayton is at 31. They got wind tomorrow. Oh, Wednesday, Thursday, snow. So you can look for it. How far from Dayton are you?
Oh, a couple 100 miles, I think.
Yeah, but you're north
Yeah.
of Dayton.
I'm south,
Oh, you're
southwest, or southeast, I mean.
southeast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Down the Ohio River. Yeah.
Well, it's going to get snow in Dayton on Wednesday and Thursday and Saturday. Dayton is on about the same parallel as St. Louis, but the weather there is significantly worse. Let's see, Muncie's calling for snow on Wednesday, Thursday. Ooh, boy. Brodax, 25 degrees. Snow at 9 o'clock tonight. But it clears up. Gets to a whopping 49 degrees. But Joe, on the other hand, he was at 70 degrees.
Wow.
64, 68, 75 on Monday. I don't know where he's at. He's down in Louisiana, I think, right now. Well, seems like a lively crowd tonight, 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
Forum has been kind of dead today because of the issues. Let's see what we got for viewers. And we don't. Matt Brown, Bud, Al Ferrero, David Eskins, and Brent Williams are the only ones that are on there right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you can see who's on?
oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know whether you could do that or not.
I don't know. I guess interest in Stunt Hangar has fallen off since the face knows. I don't know how anybody can deal with it over there. It ain't like I'm censoring them. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Maybe we'll make this the last year. I don't know if the interest in control line has dropped or just people have died or what.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Do you go over on Facebook?
Yeah, over there once in a while. Yeah, I don't stay on much.
I mean, it's one endless
Mhm.
thread, right? Try to find something on there. Nope, I can't do that. Post something now, and then 5 minutes later, shit, it's way down the list. Can't find it.
Well, come on, guys. I remember years ago that Dad brought home a plane. It was already built, and it had planking wood on the wings, all covered up. I said, "Wow, what would you do that for? It makes that heavy." Of course, it was a heavy airplane anyway.
Well, Bob's doing them
Uh,
full sheeted wings, and but he's got unobtainium wood.
Yeah,
He ordered all that wood for building wings for so many years, and probably selected the best wood off the top and saved it. So if you're in that business, you can get a lot of good wood.
you got a new shipment in, didn't you?
Yeah, I got three
Or
boxes.
yeah,
3 boxes. I don't know how much of it's usable. I haven't done the weigh-in. I do the grading and selecting, and I got a shelf of wood up there and a shelf of wood in the garage. The garage wood's good for RC airplanes. This wood here is on that shelf is about fourth or fifth choice on the deal, and then the wood in the boxes I haven't sorted yet. I probably got enough to build an Aries out of it, piped Aries. That's what I'm gonna do. It'll be sacrosanct. Everybody say you can't do that. Watch me. And I'm doing the pipe the way that I think it should be done. Quite dry yet. There we go. Ed Wask. Ed,
Hey, evening.
where are you
Hey,
at?
guy.
Michigan?
West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Oh,
Wild and wonderful.
Yeah,
it's wild.
John Sukulak is Michigan.
Yeah.
There was a guy on here asking for Michigan Flyers, and the only ones I could remember were John Paris and Bob McDonald, but it's Bob Sukulak and Vince Bodie too.
Hmm.
Try to get him connected up with them guys. They fly at the Looney Bin.
Mm.
Pretty nice field. What a lively crowd tonight.
Yeah. I just few appointments and little bit of work and stuff. So, and trying to finish up the man cave.
Yeah,
So making pretty good progress
I'm just
in
getting
that. And I
started.
got not this Sunday, but next Sunday I got indoor flying scheduled again.
Great.
Yeah.
What do you
And I
use for a
did
wind source? Big fan?
what's that?
What do you use for a wind source? A big fan?
A wind source?
Yeah. You fly a control line, right?
Oh, I take it all. And
Well,
you just, yeah, I take pre-flight control line, radio control. It's just, we just don't have the height. So, you can go at least go around in circles.
yeah.
And
Fly
that,
upside
so,
down.
yeah. And I bought one of those Twisted Hobby indoor electric ones. And that, so I haven't put it together yet. And it's designed for only like 25 or 30-foot lines.
It's just a
And
little
that,
foamy, right?
yep,
Yeah.
yep. And I'm gonna see if I can pull up a few pictures. So bear with me while I try to find some stuff I'm looking for and open it. I gotta find it in my email. Gmail, there it goes, Gmail.
Well, did you see the Greg Biffle NTSB report?
Sure did. Shoot.
What do you think?
But
More pilot error?
When you're when you well, a bunch of things. Pilot error, but task saturated with supposedly some problems they've had. So and a son as a co-pilot. So that's it's task saturated.
yeah, too many things going.
Um, yeah. So
Thanks, Ed, for the donation.
oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got that. Now I got to try to go back and share. All right, where'd it go? Can you see that?
Not yet.
It's got some type
Yeah.
on it. There you are.
Yeah. So, this is something I saw on YouTube. So here's a foamy, looks like, indoors that they're doing over, I think this is Italy or someplace.
That's a Joe Gilbert airplane.
Yeah. So let me stop that one and then I'll show you the next one.
That canopy is butt ugly. Joe would like that. It's blue and it's got a butt ugly canopy.
Uh, all right. Now, how the heck do I go back to my? Nope, that ain't it. I hope I don't X you guys out. Okay, so here's the
Oh,
next one.
we're here.
Here's here's the next one. And that. There's another one.
That's a
I like
Russian.
how a piece of carbon fiber for a spar.
Yeah.
And let's see, I think there's one more. Come on, how do I? Yeah, I got to get to that. X out of that one. I got two more. Two more I can show. Okay, so. Another little one.
Hmm.
That's the same design as that other one.
Yeah. But I guess what I'm getting at is when you look at the possibility of the foamy stuff, um,
And a lot of that don't have an airfoil. It's just flat.
yeah. And then here is a group picture. There's a group picture. And that's so
Looks like you got a biplane on the left there.
yep.
Oh, second from the right too is a biplane.
Yeah, so it was interesting to see that. And like I said, um, you can do some very simple stuff. And of course, I'm looking at that because I'm looking at how can you have something for a young kid that's not going to be too cost prohibitive to get them interested.
Right.
And that was one of the reasons why I grabbed those pictures and that just to show you guys. And that I had a yesterday I had a Zoom team meeting with the Board of Education in the state of West Virginia, Mark Radcliffe and I, and the AMA in regards to what they're trying to do in West Virginia, and it was going to be about RC flying indoors competition, or I mean RC helping them with RC competition, but as it turned out, everything was discussed: free flight, introduction to free flight, introduction to control line, introduction to radio control, introduction to drones. And our state is working on these projects for the school. And of course, with the AMA education officer, Kyle Jarrett's and Gwen, I learned that they're also working on programs to introduce kids in the school to free flight, control line, radio control, and drones. So that stuff is in the works, and so I will continue to do what I can, and I'm going to be doing this RC stuff to get my foot in the door better, and then once I do that, then I'm going to make sure I spread out to making sure we get the control line involved somehow with probably middle school. It looks like they want to do pre-flight for the younger kids, and then go into control line, and then into radio control, and that. So
That's why most of us did it growing up.
yeah. So I'm gonna hopefully I can do a little bit of helping to steer it into the directions. But once again, and they even said, if you show every aspect of it, everybody will pick a certain one for a certain reason, or do all of it, and I enjoy all of it, and that. So fingers crossed, and hope we can make some progress. And as it turns out, I don't remember the name of the program, but it also looks like there's some money out there to assist the schools in developing some of these programs. And I think the one that we were referring to was the state of West Virginia, and that. So actually allotting some money for helping the schools get what they need. So we'll see. And that. Other than that, trying to get the shop squared away.
No.
I cleaned up one mess, and now the mess is in the basement.
Yeah.
The movable mess.
Yeah. So that's the next phase and stuff.
Well, one thing you got to remember: in order for something to get clean, something else has to get dirty.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
About,
Yep.
about once a year, I go through my shop and I go through I clean it wall to wall, and I find things that I haven't used in 5 or 6 or 7 years, and I throw them out or give them away. If you haven't used them that long, you're not going to use them.
Yeah. I've been separating stuff like that for for these fun flies swap meets, and stuff. We're going to have an RC fun fly at end of May, and I'll have a bunch of stuff there. And if I can get a couple bucks for something, that's good. But yeah, gotta downsize, gotta get it under control, and that. So
We'll figure out.
So
Go ahead.
Sparky, it took about 10 days for you to get my card to you. I sent a Chinese New Year's card to sister-in-law in Taiwan, and it took 5 days.
Unreal. You guys were talking
Sounds
about
about right.
finding treasures in your shop. I found 3 Brian Gardner Super Tiger 60s, 1 Tom Lay 60, and a stock one that I had forgot that I had.
Oh, and I found some monocoat sealer when you're doing, you're applying stuff. A new bottle of it. I had no idea. Trim solvent, I think they call it.
Yep.
I found that. It's like, I wish I would have seen this up half a year ago. But you never know what you're going to find.
That's for sure.
I had some little half-A control horns that I ordered off of eBay, and I'd be damned if I could find them. And reorganizing, yeah, they were right. They were right where I put them. But getting back to that Biffle crash, yeah, it was interesting in regards to how it was reported and what was reported. So, when you're low and slow, you make a wrong decision, you're around for the ride. You're not in control anymore.
They determined that he wasn't piloting.
Well, the one hired pilot was in the pilot's seat. However, he was not rated for single pilot. You have to have a sign off. So there
Lord.
should have been 2 qualified pilots flying that aircraft.
He had his son flying in the right seat and Biffle in the back.
Yeah, and Biffle was behind him. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So and I think they lost audio for several seconds with talking with the ground controller of the tower or something, and so you really don't know what was happening for several seconds in that, and if you're trying to fly the plane, find out what's going on, and return to base and marginal weather, where they number one, you'd have to try to stay under the clouds if you are having some problems with the aircraft. And that, and it sounded like they did try to file a VFR or an IFR flight plan, but they couldn't get through on that. So you had to stay below. It's a shame. And
It is a shame because he was a really great guy. Very nice man. Whole family. Very nice.
Low and slow. They didn't have enough throttle or too much flap.
Yeah, and that, like I said, that was another thing. If you look at, but there again, from what I understand, though, they didn't lose an engine.
No.
They had both engines, so that 140 was okay, but they were evidently they were just too low.
Yep.
So. Hopefully somebody can learn something from this. That's what we try to do on all of them. And that.
Yeah. Don't stick your finger in the light socket.
Yeah. Oh, and just say, guys, not sure if Jonathan Karatis is going to join us tonight, but happy New Zealand Day, Jonathan, if you're out there. And that's today. And so
Very neat. I did not know that.
yeah,
It's pretty
Think,
cool.
I was thinking it was it the same as the Australian one about a week and a half ago. And so I looked it up and it was like, oh no, because I missed saying that. And I know his wife was Australian and that. So if I make it Friday, I got to make sure I remember to say it, whether he's here or not. But all the best over there, mate.
Tuesday was a golden retriever day, so we had gifts for our golden retriever.
Wow.
Well, Jack thinks every day is special, so
Yeah.
he's a rescue and he's a rotten one. But I love him, so.
Quiet night.
How's your weather in West Virginia, Ed?
Down to 7 tonight. High of 15 tomorrow, with a 1 degree tomorrow night.
Oh Lord, that sounds like ours, except add about 5 degrees.
Yeah, bunch of snow today. And that.
Yeah, we got snow in the mountains today, a lot up Mount Airy. It started just blizzard. It
we got
was like
snow.
a blizzard. Do what,
Oh,
Bob?
Yeah,
yeah.
we have snow right now.
Oh Lord.
Oh, that's right. It's heading your way. Yeah.
Mhm.
I met with my I met with my NASA buddy today, and he's taking care of the IA new project for him, and he's also does all kinds of crazy stuff for NASA. But he's going to be 3D printing a spinner for me, and that. So I let him know that here's what it's got to be. Here's the shaft size. Here's the prop, and we're going to see what we can do. And that, so it should be interesting. But this guy is also building an RC plane of a Corsair, and he 3D printed the entire cockpit.
Wow.
And that, and he's doing the Saturn V rocket, all kinds of stuff that he has reduced the size and is doing all the 3D printing himself, and it's just amazing what he can do.
Well, quarter scale would be about 20 foot tall, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think his is more of a probably about I think it was about 18, 20 inches tall.
1/32, 1/64.
Yeah.
HO.
But yeah, I'm jealous on how he can use the computer programs and then do the get the files to do the printing and stuff. I started to do Onshape, and I just haven't spent enough time to get more familiar with it. I'm going to consider getting a couple of high school guys. When you do the engineering program at our high school, they use Onshape, and so it's like, and they were talking about it when I was at one of the meetings. When they were showing their projects, and they were all talking about having to use Onshape and how they had the learning curve, but once you learn it, it's not too bad. So I'm hoping to find one that I can get them to show me some stuff.
Ed, I got something for you to watch. I follow this guy called Farmcraft 101, and he's building electric water-driven turbines. And he has a bamboo 3D printer, and he uses Onshape software. And he goes through and it's simple. He showed how simple it is. So a guy that's actually using it, and he's probably 50 years old, and he's just a farmer. So if a farmer can do it, you can.
I hope so. Oh, speaking of some YouTube videos, Adam Savage, from Mythbusters.
Yeah.
He's got a new one on about lithium ion batteries. And boy, was it pretty decent to watch. He had a a guy and a gal on there that can take, don't quote me, can take an ultrasound of the cells. And he was showing what a name brand cell was versus a copy, cheaper cell, and the differences and the potential fire hazards that you can have, and that, and it was pretty interesting to see on that one. So it was when it was the I believe the cells that we all talk about on the lithium ion.
Is lithium a metal? Or is that battery a liquid? Or what's inside there? Is it a chemical reaction?
It's got two plates with something in between them. And when you look at the cross section of it that he shows you, there's a specific spacing that has to be done and all that stuff. And it showed a name brand one and what it should look like. And then here's the cheaper one and what they look like, but you never know because you're only seeing an outside cover and that. So since I was listening about the lithium ion, I was like, well, let me start to watch that. And it actually turned out to be pretty interesting. And to know that you can even do that. So, but you said the one about the thing was what Farmcraft
101.
Farmcraft 101. I'll text my note to me.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. I mean, this just came out today. Let's see here. Go to my history. Where's history? History. There we are. And I'll post a link to the whole video. It's really interesting. I mean, if you like that, he's testing propeller shapes or turbine impeller shape. Here we go. Testing turbines. Okay, stop. Copy. We go over here to Zoom. We go down to chat and paste. There you go.
Yep. Cool. Thank you.
I've never used Onshape, but I'm going to get. There's a free version. That's what he's using. I'm going to get it and try
Yeah,
it.
that's what I got. I got the free version. And I screwed up from day one in setting it up because it's asking you in regards to how critical you want your measurements. And I should have left it at the highest accuracy possible, and I didn't. I figured, as long as it's close, I'll be okay. So I got to go back in and get that changed, and then press on. But they have a lot of YouTube videos that you can look, and they just take you steps through it. But once again, it just takes some time.
If you watch that video there, it's probably in about, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes from the beginning. But he opens it up on the screen and he shows you what buttons to push to do the whole operation for the center hole and the spiral and the cuts and all that.
Yeah.
It makes it look real easy.
Well, and when I was looking at wing ribs, in other words, I want to make a file to cut some wing ribs if I wanted to. Heck, you can go in there and pick the NACA airfoil shape that you want, and I guess you can set up spacing and all that stuff, and it'll calculate everything for you. So then you can at least know the sizes of all the different ribs and then make a file to be able to laser cut them. And that was another thing at our high school. They do Onshape, they do laser cutting, and they do 3D printing of their projects. And that.
Way of the future.
Yeah.
when I was in high school, we never dreamed of being able to spend half a day in high school and half a day in college. But I got a good friend just getting ready to graduate this year, and when he graduates from high school, he'll also graduate with a 2-year degree from college.
Wow.
Now, how is that even possible? I know he's smart, but come on.
Well,
And there's a bunch of them doing it.
Cooper did it.
Do what?
Sheldon Cooper did it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have done it, but it's I sure wish we'd had that option.
Well, we have it with our aerospace program now to where, as an 11th and 12th grader, you can start your airframe and power plant mechanics license. And so when you're done on your senior year, you've got you've either got the general test passed or the general test and one of the license passed, which is amazing, because you just set yourself way ahead of anybody else coming out of high school.
If I'd had that option when I was in high school, I'd have taken it. That was I mean, that's just amazing to me.
Yeah. Well,
Now they take here in town we have a tech school to teach you how to be a NASCAR crewman. Whatever you're interested in, motors, the electronics, the body, the frame.
yeah.
And they can do that now. You know, we never dreamed of that. So
Yeah. Well, wood shop, metal shop, and mechanical drawing.
well, that's what I took. I took all of that.
Yep. So did I.
I built a cannon.
did
I
I.
built a cannon about that big, the scale Civil War cannon. And the first 4th of July, Vicky and I were married. We went on our front porch, put a firecracker in it, and I put a half-inch dowel rod down the barrel so it would actually shoot something. I thought it'd be neat because I thought maybe it'll cause it to recoil a little bit. It looked
Blew it
cool.
up.
No, hit a highway patrol car in the windshield.
Oh, jeez.
He
How many of
spun
you
around,
guys-
come up the highway. What the heck was that all about? So I showed him what I'd done. And I said, I didn't have any idea to do that. He said, I want to see it do this. So, okay, I got one more dowel rod here. I'll have to carve. I mean, I got a piece of dowel. I'll carve down another rod. So I carved another one down. We shoved the firecracker up the barrel. He could have got me. He could find me $50 for the firecracker because they were illegal here then. But I put one up the barrel and stuffed it down there and lit the fuse and stepped back. I misfired. Now hang on. And by that time, kaboom, and fired again, went across the road. He says, that's cool. And he turned around, got in his car and left.
Yeah. How many of you guys sand cast a moon gas pedal in metal shop when you were in high school?
Yeah.
No.
I still got mine. It's
Did a
laying in
little
my
bit.
pickup.
Tried to do a little bit.
Yeah.
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 We
Yeah, I
made
didn't have
hammers.
metal shop.
Well, my father was in back in Louisville, Kentucky, back in the 30s or late 20s, early 30s. He was in high school there, was a tech school, and they were doing casting. So this is awful. They injected a frog so they would immobilize it. They packed sand around it, put a sprue to it, and they poured lead in, and the lead would would burn out the frog, and then you'd come out, you'd have a lead frog, and they called it the
Lost frog.
lost frog frog.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible, Bob.
The truth.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's pretty neat. Lordy, Lordy.
I
I remember
graduated.
doing,
I graduated LPVVC Motorcycle Technical School before I graduated high school.
Wow.
So I was a
pretty-
motorcycle mechanic qualified right out of high school.
Wow.
yeah.
Well, you
Then I
know,
went to the Navy.
the schools are bringing back, you know, the shops and stuff, the hands-on stuff. So
About time.
about bloody time.
Yeah, it really is.
And,
I went to a school called Bergen Tech. It was a tech high school, and I was in machine shop. And this was in Hackensack, New Jersey. Pretty much
Boise.
one of the one of the worst places in the world. And students there were either going to graduate and become killers or priests. There was
Oh, Lord.
no in between, you know.
What happened to you, Bob?
I dropped out and got away from it. I was scared of that whole.
Ah, okay.
They used to the seniors would take juniors or freshmen into machine shop. They'd hold them in front of a lathe, turn the lathe on, a big 14-inch lathe, and they turn the lathe on and pour cutting oil on it and give them racing stripes. And they would take Kennedy toolboxes, metal toolboxes that were locked of the freshmen, and they would take the bandsaw, open it up, and bandsaw the box in half, dump everything out, steal it. This was not a good school.
Jeez. Well, we only heated our doorknobs because people tried to cut through the shop when they got out of the gym. So we would heat the doorknob.
Yeah.
No.
Crazy place.
Yeah.
We made crazy boxes, those metal boxes. If you don't touch the metal strip, you can pick it up. But if you touch the metal strip, it's got a 9-volt battery and a 100-to-1 transformer in there. No current, but it was enough to sting you. It hurt pretty good. So we ran those and ran it over to under a metal floor mat, and then hooked the other wire to the inside of the doorknob. And people they've been told, don't come through the shop. Don't come through the shop during class hours. And they do it. So somebody grab that thing and you'd hear them scream. Lord, that scream. Who did that?
We used to have a spark plug tester,
Oh yeah,
sandblaster.
that works too.
You take a copper wire and you just run it from the spark plug tester down to the metal bench. And the metal bench was the whole length of the building.
Yeah.
And you wait over there and then and somebody jumped.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
The kids at
We
Bergen
did
Tech,
all kinds of things all kinds of stuff like that in college.
kids at Bergen Tech, a lot of them had jobs. The kids were in machine shop, already had jobs after school at machine shops. So their bosses told them any kind of materials you can bring us, we'll pay you for. So the kids used to take stuff out of the material bin and sit it outside the emergency door and behind the shrubs. And at night, after they got out, they'd go get it, put it in their cars, and take it to their jobs and sell it.
Sounds about right.
Had to buy beer somehow.
We're talking about this stuff. I can picture myself sand casting that moon gas pedal in that forge. It was I don't know, probably half of a 55-gallon drum with with all that crap in there. I can't remember what they call it, the white shit, the insulation in there.
Yeah.
And then the big pot, with the tongs and all that. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun in that.
Yeah.
I cast mine out of brass. Most of the guys cast them out of aluminum.
I got a scar here from wood shop where one of the kids took a 1-inch paddle bit, was drilling a piece of oak or something really hard. The bit was smoking like crazy. He took it out and he went, "Is that hot?" He branded me with that thing. I still got the scar in my elbow.
I'd have branded him with my left fist.
No, man, it hurt like a bitch.
I bet it did.
Well, we better watch what we say if Angstrom's coming on. We wouldn't want him to doggone.
No, we don't need to give him any bad
done.
ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we missed something.
No.
Yeah.
No, you didn't
sure
miss a
did.
thing. Trust us.
It's a good thing. It was do as we say, not as we did.
We're reminiscing
Yeah, really.
about our misspent youth.
Yeah.
We'll just have to watch it on YouTube afterwards, Angstrom, and catch up.
Oh Lord.
Geez. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, we got evidence. That's right. Yeah.
Forgot about that. We're still on YouTube. Darn.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I can still remember Mr. Lopez and his Board of Education. It was like a baseball bat with a big, they made it in wood shop with a big round thing on it like this with a bunch of holes in it. And he'd make you grab your ankles and he'd wind up like,
Yep. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
We all had one like that.
Yeah, our shop teacher was that way too.
This guy was a drafting instructor and he was a heavy set Mexican, Mr. Lopez. Man, he was brutal.
Mine,
Mine was Coach Henderson.
when
with
I
a
was in wood shop, I
size
thought this
16
guy was.
tennis shoe.
Go ahead, John.
Mine was Coach Henderson, football coach with a size 16 tennis shoe.
Lord, that's a big tennis shoe.
Yep.
Well, mine was
Do it.
a guy that I just thought the world of. He helped me through wood shop, taught me everything I wanted. If I wanted to know something different, I mean, I kind of skip around a little. You know, I'm interested in this, but I'm working on this, so let's go learn how to do this now, and then come back to this. Once I figure this out, I'm ready to move to something else. Well, I taught the world of Mr. Pounds. Well, come to find out, years and years later, Tom Looper, my partner, grew up and knew Mr. Pounds, and they had had a word of prayer a few times. Lord of mercy, I'm telling you,
Hey,
a
Bob,
small world.
I think Angstrom has found your bucket of paint.
I think he did. He's trying to get on Bob's good side. That's what it is.
What are we talking about? Bucket of paint here. I'm missing things.
It looks like you got a
Copper.
bronze wing on that thing.
Yeah,
Your bronze
it's,
wing. That's Bob's color. You know.
yeah, it's brown. We have it in mass supply here. So yeah, we're doing the whole base in brown, and then we'll add a bunch of highlights to
But
it.
I took abuse most of my career for the color choices of my airplanes. So now I'm going to bequeath that to you.
Okay. Well, our SV11 that we did though, it's got a pinkish tone to it, and we stole that from Dennis Adaminson's Mo Best he had. So I blame Dennis on that one for Angstrom going with pink. He saw Dennis's plane and said, "Hey, let's go with a pink plane."
Mm-hmm.
I got ribbed about a pink airplane a long time ago, but it's a SU-31, and I did it after a guy, I can't think of his name right now, but he flew a real SU-31 and put on the best air show I've ever seen in my life. So I did an airplane just like his, and he was incredible. I still remember that to this day. That was the most incredible thing I'd ever seen. He took that thing like a 3D model, brought it down 10 feet off the deck, and then torque rolled it to the left, torque rolled it to the right, and he's hanging vertical now, 10 feet off the deck. Turned the smoke on, and it just went every which way, and then just threw the coals to it and just went straight up. Ow, that hurt, and disappeared. I mean, went up and it was cool. That was the darndest show I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of aerobatic airplanes. Grew up around a bunch of what turned out to be aerobatic pilots, Phil Heitman and a bunch of others, but that guy was the darndest I've ever seen. He was amazing. And it had the plane was pink and white. It was something. Don't knock pink. It's only a color.
Hey, he's confident with himself. What can I say?
There you go.
Who's going to mess with him anyway?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I'll tell you what, that can get you so far with regular society, but I've spent so much time working in prisons that I pulled that with a juvenile. I worked at a juvenile prison for a moment, and I told the kid there, I was like, "Hey, I'm putting in to work at the federal prison, where the bad boys are." I said, "I'm hoping my size kind of, takes care of me there." And he looked at me. He's like, "You know what? If I saw you at a federal prison, I'd want to know if I could kick your ass." And I'll tell you what, he followed it up with that juvenile prison going to the federal system for 40 years. But and I saw him in the feds there later. But yeah, I'll tell you what, some people see the big guy and just want to see, hey, I want to see if I can take you out.
Yeah.
The one I worked at was a medium minimum security, and everybody in there had 2 years or less to go on there. And the rule was you touch without being allowed any of the prison guards. You got kicked out of there in 5 years. And so that kept us pretty well safe.
Yeah.
That's a stiff penalty. Yeah, I'll say.
I remember something that I was told is done in the prison system, and I know it's done on an Air Force base. Don't you step across that line. And I'm sitting there. I went to install a piece of equipment on an Air Force base at the PX, and I'm walking outside, and he said, "Don't step over the line." I just froze.
That's right.
There's lines everywhere. What line do you not step over? Which one? Good Lord. It's crazy. So I just stayed with the guy, guide, whatever you call it. I forgot his name. But I stayed with him the whole time because it was amazing. But that was one of those trips to California that I didn't miss too much. That's the one where the colonel come in to see what was going on. He says, "I understand you like aircraft." I said, "Yes, sir." "Have you ever seen an SR-71? "No, sir." "Come with me." We go up in this tower, and they open the doors over here, and out pops a SR-71. They bring it out and they fire it up and they take off, and it just took off like an airplane. He says, "No, keep looking that way. Keep looking that way." So I'm looking down that way, and all of a sudden I see something. That's about all you saw. It looked like an arrow in flight. That thing was fast. He says he's trying to get up to a tanker. He's thirsty, and he's headed for a tanker right quick.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to hit a tanker
Yeah.
right after takeoff. I was
Yeah.
lucky when I was in England at Mildenhall.
Mhm.
I flew RC planes with the guys from Lockheed, and 3 hangars down was the SR-71. And
Yeah.
so here I am back then, taking my son in there, looking at the SR-71, and that was pretty cool.
They
That
are
would
neat.
be.
It's amazing to me he had to go that fast because they have to heat the skin up so that it'll seal,
Yeah,
so that the tanks will seal. That's
Yep.
pretty neat.
yeah, it's a messy, it's a mess in the hangar with them.
Yeah, I looked over, and where the hangar, in the hangar, once the plane's gone, they left the doors open. You could see in it, and you can see a perfect outline of the airplane on the ground. The whole darn plane is a fuel tank, and it just leaks everywhere. It's incredible. But that's a neat airplane. But I'd seen a YS-12A. That's just a little SR-71. And then I saw the big one, and it's impressive. But if you ever see a B-2, that will blow your mind. You see the wing take off, and you think, how can that thing hide? And about that time, this was in Ohio, it banked away from us and turned its back to us. It just disappeared. You could still hear it, but you couldn't see it. That's impressive.
Yeah, I noticed that too. You know, I read somewhere here just recently that the SR-72 is supposed to be able to go Mach 6.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
You realize that means they can go from California to New York in just a matter of minutes?
Yeah.
You know, I think they're going to rethink aerial warfare. These, like the Iranians or whatever, they're going to send thousands of drones at us at $200 a piece or whatever they cost, and we got to send $1 million missile out. They're going to break us. So they ought to start spending that money on some cheap drones.
Well, I think some of these what do they call it? It's the largest explosion, a non-nuclear explosion. It's a fuel air bomb.
Moab.
Oh,
Yeah, just
MOB. Yeah.
just fly a bunch of planes out there with those in the back and drop them out.
Oh, this is a
Mother of all
gasoline
bombs.
tank.
Yeah, yeah,
They ignite it above the ground, takes the oxygen out of the air.
yeah. That'll take care of the drones.
Kills the people and leaves the houses intact.
Yeah, they got that new bomb, the Prunton bomb. It doesn't kill or maim or knock any buildings down, just knocks the shit out of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Prunton bomb.
All we have to
Prunton
do is watch somebody crash a pattern master, and that's the biggest bomb explosion I ever saw.
Oh, Lord.
Shakes the earth, doesn't it?
A lot of lumber there.
It's impressive just to see that much balsa wood in the air at one time.
All by itself, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of them that are big now. I'm wanting to find out how they're putting these wings. Even Dave Fitzgerald now, the new one, has those dots on top of the wing. So apparently he's using the wings that they put one wing on and the other side on.
He's
And
got the
screws
new
them.
electric airplane, the fuselage. He's using the
Yeah.
same wings and tail. Apparently, this past weekend there was a contest, and he won with the electric airplane with a 619 or something.
Good grief.
Unbelievable.
That's unreal.
That's a realistic score.
Yeah, right.
619.
Something like that. Yeah.
Good Lord.
He won his first contest with the electric version, which looks very much like a Jim Aaron airplane, by the way.
Probably a lot of influence there anyway.
Well, a tremendous amount of Jim Aaron influence, and not only the design, the shape of the fuselage, but the graphics too.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Jimmy's pretty good at graphics.
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
As good as I've ever seen.
Didn't he work with the other member of the Jive Combat team there?
Howard?
Phil
Phil
Granderson.
Gunderson. Phil Gunderson.
Oh, Granderson. Well, yeah. Well, for a while.
Yeah. I thought he had some influence on Granderson's schemes.
For a while.
Phil was always, he was always this, I mean, his stuff was always so wild, but so nice. I mean, when he come to VSC, the first time I was there, he had his Olympic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm used to everybody building an Olympic and make it look like Bob Giardini's. And all of a sudden he comes up with this one and it's totally different, but gorgeous. But God, what a tail moment. It was pretty though. But it wasn't McMillan. I can't remember the guy's name. Bob showed us pictures of it many times. There was a guy there that
Bob Whiteley and who else was it? I forgot the guy's name. There was a number of guys who came there with Olympics we called them the Olympic butt line specials because the tail moment.
Yeah.
So much longer than Bob Gialdini. Bob was in the picture and you could see the stock tail moment arm, and the other ones had like 4 more inches, 3.5 more.
Yeah, they were terrific.
Was McMillan, young McMillan.
Chris McMillan.
Chris McMillan, there you go.
Chris and Bob Whiteley.
And there was another guy. I forgot his name. Gino or something.
Chris McMillan.
Don't remember him.
Yeah, he was short. It was a Machinelli or Marcanelli. Macanelli, Gino Macanelli. Yeah, he was the other guy.
That
He didn't show. He only showed up a couple of times.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it was neat. I got tickled watching the first time I went. Dave Fitzgerald was there, and he had a ringmaster with a Vico 19 on it.
Yeah,
he went and flew classic with that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I said, good gracious. I knew the boy could fly. Well, I shouldn't say the boy, but anyway, I knew the man could fly. But I didn't think a ringmaster could do that.
Well, he didn't come even close to winning.
No, but it was still impressive.
I mean, anybody can fly a ringmaster through a pattern. I'm sure his pattern was a little better than most, but but it wasn't competitive. He just
still the best.
He just did it for fun.
Still the best pattern I've ever seen with a ringmaster is our little Joe Gilbert.
Yeah.
Joe is incredible. I don't know how he does that.
Well, practices.
And he's practiced a lot, evidently, because he's amazing. Have you seen the video with him? He's flying a canard in his in his hangar. He's flying a little red and yellow canard, and it goes around and hits his rams, and that was just cool. That's the first time I've gotten to see a picture of his chipmunk. That was neat. I love chipmunks. I don't know why. Never ridden in one, but
I got a ride with it last year. It was cool.
Mm-hmm. I ever get out that way again, I'm gonna stop and see him.
Anybody building anything?
This.
Yeah, about 5 of them.
Yeah, let
What in the
me
world?
let me
Aluminum pipe.
let me grab my half E.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I want to see
half,
this.
half a.
Half E.
This is my Aries pipe.
Aries pipe.
Yep. I'm gonna build a 59 Aries on a pipe, 32 OSF pipe.
Oh my goodness.
Here's the header.
Oh, the sacrilege.
Yeah, here's the header. It'll bolt up just like that with a coupler. And the engine will be canted
Well-
on its side.
Well, Billy had a bunch of airplanes that he gave the cure, but where I remember a pipe like that, Tom Dixon was testing pipes, and he had a FSR, and he turned the exhaust around so it came out the outside, and he ran the pipe down the outside of the airplane, and he tested the thing. And then the next time I saw the pipe, it was hanging out of his box, and he said that's the perfect use for a tune pipe. He had a roll of paper towels hanging on it. Tom was not a fan of the tune pipe. Oh, that's cool.
Cute.
Yeah.
So that's a Brodak Focke-Wulf 190
Yeah.
and reduced to 32 inch. I think it's like 230 square and that electric. And I got the gear in the wing
That's just neat.
and ready to getting close to putting a little bit of primer on it and that. So be interesting to see what it comes out to and how it flies.
It should
I'm
fly
doing
good.
I'm doing a half E Pathfinder.
It should fly pretty good.
How long? Hold it up.
Yeah.
Show us the bottom again, Ed. I want to see how long are your trunnion blocks, your torsion things. That landing gear's not going to run the full length of those, is it?
Yeah, but I've only got some 1/32 or 1/16 in there.
No, I'm just talking about the gear leg itself. It doesn't run the length of that slot, does it?
No, each one just comes down in angles. You know, it'll come down here like this.
Where does it go into that?
Yeah. Where does it go in?
bar?
That
And
goes
it's
in
gonna
here.
and it's going to go all the way to the end of that slot.
Yep.
That's way too much torsion arm.
No, I see what you mean.
That's like 3 times more torsion arm than you need.
Yeah. Well,
It'll get
Too
wobbly.
late.
It'll get wobbly. Well,
oh, I see what you mean.
yeah.
Well,
I
Not
use
only that,
like I said, it's an experiment.
I use
not
no
only that, you don't want the gear spread away from the center of gravity. So if it was me, I would just go out halfway.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Well, I just kept
Any
it
more
with
than
the,
2.5 inches.
yeah. I just kept it to where the way the plans was and reduced it. So, but anyway, but I see what you mean. So we'll see how it goes.
Same thing with control horn. You want to keep them between the ends. You want to keep them as short as possible.
And then, so yeah, there's the flap hookup.
He's working on mine, honey.
Can't see the tail. You got the tail hooked up? No.
No, but it can be.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just using and what I've done is made it adjustable so I
That's-
can
that's
slide
good.
it in. So
And you're going to put hinge sealing tape on, right?
not until afterwards. See how it goes.
Put on hinge sealing tape before you fly any
Go
airplane.
see Mama.
The only
Oh,
hinge.
really?
Yep.
Okay. I will do that.
Feel the hinge gaps. I don't care how tight you make them when you initially put them on. You're still going to bleed.
Wow. Hey, we were trying to get a half E competition up at Brodax, so I know that John Paris had kind of put me on to that, and that they were looking into it. There was a lot of chatter about it, and so I kind of emailed the hobby shop and tried to talk with folks to try to promote that. So we'll see if Brodax has that this year or not. The Class E version,
What's that? The half E?
half E,
Yeah,
half E.
that started here on this chat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Dennis Adamison is working on something.
Ed and me.
Yeah.
Who else? Somebody else was doing. Maybe John
Um,
Miller or somebody.
yeah, there was somebody. I forget his name.
Here
Somebody
comes our long-awaited Bearcat report.
Yeah, where's our Bearcat report?
Huh?
Well, you didn't give me a chance, do you?
No, we want to see it.
No,
Well, I've been on vacation.
Been 3
Oh.
weeks. We need to see
No
the
excuse.
progress.
We don't want to hear your little excuses. We want to
No
see
excuse.
So I haven't done a whole lot to it since about a week and a half ago, but I'll show you what I got. Here's what it looked like before I left vacation. I got the last coat on it with the red, and I've been doing some touch up. I have a few more places to touch up. And then I started on the all the control surfaces, which I kind of let them get behind. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually coated them with primer before I left, and I'm going to be sanding that down and doing more patching and priming and the usual iteration.
Mm.
So I don't know if I'm going to get it ready for VSC, but so one of the things I'm doing, here's my T-bird. I had some damage to the wingtip. So I had to cut the fabric out of it to get to the wood in here and get some CA and other reinforcement. So that's what I've been doing the last day or two. And I got put the silk span on this afternoon. So
Mark, how do you get that to match so good though? I mean, I've seen your patches before and you can't tell it's been patched.
Go.
How the heck do you do that?
well, Bob can tell you. Well,
Talent.
the
It
way
takes
I
a
do
lot
it
of
is
talent because I've done it for years and you can still, if you really look, you can see one of mine.
after I cut out the fabric, I go around with a Q-tip and some Brodac thinner. This is Brodac dope finish, by the way.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think it'd work nearly as good if you had glass coat. But
Oh,
anyway, I go along with a Q-tip and thinner, and I remove the finish right around the edge here.
Yeah.
And that makes it easier when you get the silk span on top of it to feather it in. And then I put
Okay.
I put a coat of dope on here to make sure I got the wood good and covered. After you put thinner on it, it gets the dope kind of gets sucked out of it. And then I put the silk span on it, and I wet it in the usual approach
Yeah.
and lay it on there. And then I put dope around the edges. And once the first try dies, then I take some real thin dope and I go around and soak it real good to make sure I got all the cavities covered. Then I put on, I don't know, several coats of clear dope
Mm-hmm.
until I get the fabric good and filled. And then I take some filler. I use the zinc stearate with some clear dope and little color to let you see what you're doing. And I brush that on. And then I sand that off. And then I brush it on again and sand it off again. And at that point, you're getting pretty good. Then I usually spray silver on it to see where I've got further work to do. And then I do more touch up with a little bit of putty and maybe some filler, depending on what the boo-boos are I'm trying to fix. And once I get the silver, so it's real nice and smooth. And while I'm doing this, I'm sanding around the edge, almost every time a little bit more just to try to feather this silk span into the older finish.
And then once I get the silver on here and it's good and clean and everything looks good, then I spray the color on it. And usually I spray coat of clear on top of the color to help blend it in. And the Brodeck Dopes matches really well. The original coat
Wow.
on this plane was about 20 years ago, more than 20 now.
Wow.
And the red that I've got, it's not an exact match, but it's not bad.
Well, I noticed
So-
when you did that other patch, you couldn't tell where you'd patched it. And I thought, good gracious.
Well, the video on the teleconference, on the Zoom conference here, helps cover a lot of the boo-boos up.
Yeah.
If you look at it
Okay.
close with a bright light, you can find a few more.
Well, you do a good job, buddy. I'm telling you.
So anyway, that's what I'm doing, is trying to get my T-burn in shape to make sure I can take that, and then I'll see how far I get the Bearcat. But I'm a little
Big cat.
reluctant to take the Bearcat down there if I haven't had a chance to fly it here before I have to leave.
Well, just talk to Bob. He's used to not getting many flights on it before going to a team trials or something.
Well, I am too, except the Bearcat's a really complicated airplane.
Oh, I know what you mean.
With all kinds
I
of
used to,
trim,
I still kept
trimmability
my
and-
articles. Go ahead.
well, there's all kinds of places you can adjust it for trim, and
Yeah,
that's the
been
whole.
known to do that. Take test flights at the
Yeah.
National.
So I'll see. But anyway, I want to make sure I have a couple
Yeah.
of planes to take down there
I'll
in
tell you
addition
what.
to the Bearcat. So
Hey, John Sukulak, Steve Barry has a word for you. He says OnShape is at his house, and he's a 3D modeling guy who is thoroughly versed in AutoCAD as well. So you might want to call him or give him a holler. Oh, shoot. Let's see. Participants 8. Well, here comes. Who is Lenore?
Hey, Bob.
Yep.
I didn't mean that to be letting the cat out of the bag, but when you showed up at VSC with that little plane and said it didn't have any flights on it, I thought, what?
I've
And
done
then
that a
you
few
flew it
times.
the way you flew it. Golly, man.
I've done that a few times, even at a Nationals
Wow.
and at team trials. I don't want to be
Wow.
over practiced, you know.
You sound like Steve Woolley.
Yeah.
Steve Woolley didn't believe in being over practiced.
actually, I took my Ryan to the VSC and flew it for the very first time in 2011.
Oh my
And
goodness.
some guy named Bob Hunt launched me. You remember that, Bob?
That's true.
Uh-oh, he checked out. Where'd he go?
No, he's still there.
He's still there.
You remember that, Bob?
It's like he was froze there.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
In 2011, I first
I've
brought
been
my
locking
Ryan.
up here, so it's hard for me to.
I brought my Ryan to VSC,
Oh yeah, the Ryan ST.
unflown, and the first flight
Yeah.
you launched it for me.
Bet that didn't make you nervous at all, did it, Mark?
Did I do a good launch?
Yeah, it was fine. We did it out in the grass.
I thought there was something else coming here.
No.
No,
I'm locking up here. This thing keeps locking up. I'm gonna get off, come back on again, see if that helps. So I'll be back.
Mhm.
Am I on, Sparky?
You're there.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah,
there.
you're there.
Thanks.
Got your camera fixed, I see.
Yeah, about took a little bit of time.
Hey, put your address back in the chat so I can copy because last time I missed it. I forgot all about it and then
Okay.
okay.
You mean my email address you want? Yeah. Okay.
No, your
Yeah.
address so I can mail you your thing,
Okay.
your calendar.
Oh boy.
Hey Ed, he said Steve Berry says you can send him a message on Stunt Hangar.
Who is this?
Steve Berry.
Steve Berry?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me write that down. Appreciate that.
I was back.
I'm back. See how this works. It seems to work for a little while, then it locks up.
Need to restart the router.
I restarted my router this morning. We had a problem. I restarted it.
The only reason I say that is because if you call support, that's all I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Turn it
Yeah,
off and
that's
turn
true.
it back on again.
Yeah.
Oh well. If it goes,
Do the hokey pokey and turn yourself about.
I'm
My
gonna
service getting. Go ahead.
I'm gonna cut a foam stabilizer here. I got everything ready to cut. Figure you guys, some of you may never have seen foam cut. Most of you have, I'm sure. But these are templates I have on here. This is for Glenn Metter. I'm making him a thunder gazer. And if you notice, I use a template that goes from the center line to the curve, and then I just flip it over, put it on the same center line, cut the other side that's symmetrical. So let me see what we can get here.
How's Glenn doing, Bob?
I'm sorry. Oh, he's doing
How's
fine.
Glenn doing?
Well, he's had some health issues, but he's fine. He'll be all right. Nothing life threatening. I think we're all having those. Okay, so I'm going to put that right about there. Okay, so what I do is I weight it down. A couple of weights out here. Weight it down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean my wire first. One thing you got to do if you're cutting foam wings is after each cut, you have to thoroughly clean the wire because there will be some residue left on the wire from the previous cut. And when you start the next cut, it'll put droplets. The droplets will melt off the wire and go into the foam and cause a ragged cut. So you always clean your wire thoroughly before you cut anything new after each cut. So bring my bow down. It's about the best I can do for you guys, I think.
That's fine.
And we're going to start at this has got a taper. So we're going to start at the leading edge and we're going to exit at the trailing edge at the same time. So we got to set up a proportion where you move the root end has got to be moved in proportion to the tip end. So you enter at the same time and you exit at the same time. I got a foot switch here, so.
You didn't clean the bow yet.
I did.
Oh, you did. I got one of them foot controllers. I need to do that for my stuff.
What are those little things you're holding on to made of? Are that wood?
Oh, they're just dowels.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't want to hold on to the wire.
Yeah.
No.
You learn that quick. And there's your cut.
That's nice.
Oh, yes.
I'll reverse the templates now. You guys can go back to chat until I do that. I'll do the other side. I'd like to see somebody out there pick up the gauntlet and start doing foam wings commercially for people.
Yeah, definitely.
Bill Hummel cutting wings at all, Bob, or is he finished too? You know,
What's that?
is Bill Hummel cutting wings at all? Hummel? No,
Hummel, I don't think Hummel ever cut wings, did
Oh,
he?
it was John Duncan. That's right. It was John
Duncan, and it was Scott.
Scott Smith.
Scott Smith. He passed away.
Wow.
So
Chris Rigatti used to cut them too.
who?
Chris Rigatti.
Yeah, Chris good cutter. John Pointer used to years and years ago.
Yeah, he did.
Of course, the Stott family, Mike and Arnie Stott, really started it for Control Line. I guess Tom Dixon's doing some cutting.
He's having it done.
Well, who's doing it?
I have heard, but I forgot the guy's name.
Because I'm done. I mean, I'm really at the end of my time doing this.
I wish somebody else would take up your lost foam
Yeah,
as
well,
well as
I mean,
cutting wings.
I would be willing to teach someone, have them come and visit, stay a few days, and I teach them how to do it, and show them what they need and all that. But I can't keep doing it. My back and legs just won't allow me to do it for much longer. I can do it.
Steve Berry with a B.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna cut this down again now. I gotta clean the wire. I take a paper towel and clean the wire.
I thought you did it by licking it.
Hey, Bob, Angstrom wants to know how many millions he can make over his lifetime if he learns how to make foam wings.
How many millions you going to start with?
Yeah, exactly. The way to make a small fortune in this is to start out with a large one. I'm gonna move this back so I don't hit the.
Tell Angstrom he should go to college.
Yeah.
What's that? Foot for it belongs to. Yeah, ready? Start at the front. You see, it's not hard. This requires the right amount of heat, the right amount of speed, and the proportion from your left hand to your right hand to enter at the same time. And
I want to know what kind of springs is holding that bow up.
all right, they're just storm door springs.
Screen door springs?
Yeah, just
Huh. What if they got them at Lowe's?
get them at a hardware store. Yeah, nothing fancy. There's nothing fancy about this. It's all about templating and fixturing, and having the right wire, the right foam. First off, the right templates, how to make templates, and how to make sure you don't hang the wire up on them. Can't stop, obviously, when you start cutting. You got to keep moving. But what you do is you take the template and you wax it, and the wax the hot wire will hit the wax and melt it and lubricate the template.
What are you using for a template?
1/16 inch plywood.
Okay.
I've used Formica, that works too. I've used aluminum. One thing I don't like about aluminum is you get a singing on the when you wire hits it, it sings, and you get a little vibration. I don't like that. So, but I've gotten as much as 100, maybe even 200 wings off of one set of templates. I did a lot of RC kits and kit wings, and I was doing all day long, every day for a while. Never had a problem with the plywood as long as you treat it properly. So that's a little how-to for tonight.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I've got Formica and phenolic for templates. I never thought about plywood.
It works great. What Formica works good too. Formica works fine. A little harder to cut. Plywood's so easy to cut. You sand the edges round a little bit, and then you treat it with the wax. And after 2 or 3 cuts, it gets like a resin gets into the surface of the template. And every now and then, you got to kind of take your fingernail, scrape off the excess. You get some buildup. You can even sand it with 400 grit paper or something lightly, and then re-wax it. But they'll last forever. I mean, I probably have between 700 and 1,000 sets of templates over there. They're all plywood.
Think about doing foam wings for me. I mean, that'd be a great second job. However, it's the mailing, the boxing, and where do I get the foam? You got to buy a big old block of foam, and where do you store it?
Well, that's true. You got to have the facility to do it. And I have a huge shed out back, and we store the billets out there. We get the billets that are 35 inches by 48 inches by 96 inches. That's half a billet. The billets come 16 feet in length. And I buy half a billet at a time of 1 pound and of 2 pound. The 2 pound I use for the lost foam fixtures because none of the foam is used in the airplane. And the 1 pound, which is really nominally about 7/8 pound per cubic foot density, we use for the airplanes. Gotta have a place to store it. But you're right, Spark. The hang up for me, and the reason I finally did quit, was not so much the boxing. I could get cardboard from a place locally in bulk, make my own boxes. But shipping became prohibitively expensive. If I can ship stuff to Masaru Hiki in Japan cheaper than I can ship it to California.
It's about $150 to ship to California.
Oh yeah, it's close to 100, 110 sometimes. It depends on the size of the box. It's all done by not just by weight, but by volume. So these have a lot of volume, you know.
Yeah, and if you haven't done it lately, there's been an awful lot of changes.
For the worse?
Oh, yeah.
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 So that's the only thing that's the reason I think that every club or every district, every club really should have a foam cutting device, and everybody should learn how to use it. And maybe one person who has the wherewithal to store foam can maybe you buy him free foam, but he stores it for everybody else, and then learn to cut your own wings, because it's not that hard. It's just not that hard. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So, yeah.
Bob, you got a lot more talent than you give yourself credit for.
Yeah. I don't think it's as much talent as it is technique. It's just guiding electrically heated nichrome wire over templates at a given speed and a given temperature, and you get a feeling for you don't want to go too fast, because then you blow the wire inside the foam. So you kind of get a feeling for what the wire is doing inside the foam if you do it enough. Yeah, you're going to blow a few wings while you're learning, but a few. I mean, I haven't blown a wing in probably 15 years, but when you first start out, you're going to go through some foam trying to learn. And the foam, like Sparky said, that's the key thing, is getting good foam. You got to get nominally 7/8 to 1 pound per cubic foot expanded EPS, expanded polystyrene, virgin bead. A lot of people think it's hard because they get the wrong kind of foam. They get regrind, where you'll take the foam back to them, they'll grind it up and make what they call regrind billets, which they don't need to have a clean surface when they cut it. It's for insulation. And but for wings, that won't work. You got to have virgin bead that doesn't have any regrind in it, that the wire will hit, you get caught on, and then hang up on it, it messes up the cut. So if you use virgin bead foam, the proper speed, the proper wire, about 1.5 ohms per foot nichrome, resistance wire, nichrome wire, and a tensioner on the bow, because when you heat up the wire will expand. So you have to have something to tension the wire. I'll show you what I do. If you notice my bow here, let me show it to you. It's got these arms coming down. Let's see, I'm in the wrong place here. These arms coming down. And they're 5/32 wire. And if you look at them, they got a bow to them. You pull the wire in, you pull the wires in, and then hook up the nichrome. And as it heats, those wires will go out a little bit and maintain the tension. You could use a spring on the end. There's a number of different ways to tension it, but you have to keep tension on the wire, because as it heats, it will expand.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I'm afraid that we've gotten ourselves into a thing where we kind of rely on foam. A lot of us do, for either lost foam wings or foam wings, foam tails, and so forth. That since there's no more suppliers, it's actually people are not building like they used to, because they can't get the parts that they once got. I mean, they're finding other ways to get around it, but if you had foam cutting equipment and a supplier, you could keep going in the way we've been going.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna build a bow and see if I can't learn to do it. I've got a Variac.
Well, you need not just a Variac, you need a two-stage transformer, a shielded transformer controlled by a Variac.
Well,
you don't want to get shocked. A two-stage transformer, shielded transformer, will prevent you from, getting shocked. Yeah.
I'll see what I come up with.
Well, you're a phone guy. I got a Bell telephone one. Gotta have a transformer, and then there's a Bell telephone box. That's one that I use. It's got a rheostat on it. Then I got another one down there that's specifically for cutting foam. But most of your battery chargers, like I can't remember the name of that number, that battery charger will cut foam. It has a spot in it to cut foam.
Yeah, the problem is some of them don't have enough. You can't get enough heat in the wire. You can't get enough speed. They're too slow. That does cause a bit of a problem. I mean, it can be done, but you kind of want to have something that enables you to go a little quicker through the foam.
How about a car battery on a rheostat?
I don't know. You could Howard could tell you more about electronics than I can. Certainly, Dean Pappas, who's helped me develop one. I have a schematic for one that uses a light dimmer switch as the Variac, and it has a transformer in there. Now it doesn't go real fast. I can't cut real quickly. It doesn't put out much amp, but it works. And I do all my blanking. There's a blanking bench over here.
Well, if you take a car battery and put it on a light dimmer switch and turn it all the way up and connect the battery, it'll burn out or smoke that wire in about a second.
Well, it'll smoke the dimmer.
Yeah.
There's the blanking bench. I got two metal uprights that are very accurate, and you slide the plank. You lay out your blanks and you cut them from there. And here's the little power supply that Dean built for that, right there. Not that black thing, the little gray thing on the ground. And a dimmer switch. That works okay for blanking, but I don't like it for cutting. For cutting, I have a much bigger transformer and box over here. Pretty heavy duty industrial grade Variac on it. And there's a two-stage transformer inside.
I think I seen that Dr. Frankenstein. Did you get that from him?
Yeah, actually, interesting that the story behind that box, that came from Eastern Aircraft from during the war. My dad was the chief troubleshooting engineer at Eastern Aircraft, where they built the FM-2 Wildcats and the TBM Avengers. And that box was in some lab, and he grabbed it and had it, for many years. And then when I got into foam wing cutting, we put all the stuff into that box. And I've had that box. That's the foam cutter I've been using, or the power supply I've been using for 54 years.
Got some money out of that one, sir.
Did you teach yourself, Bob, or did Scott teach you?
I was self-taught to a point. I mean, I read the article. What was the name of the article? It was in Model Airplane News. Ray Olson and Ed Izzo, Styrofoam, A Giant Leap Forward. I think it was in 1964 Model Airplane News.
Wow.
And I read the article and I showed it to my dad, and he says, heck, we could do that. And
sure did.
and I mean, anybody can do it. It's really not rocket science.
Yeah.
You just got to decide you want to do it.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Gives me something to think about anyway.
Yeah. There's a market. There's a market for it. Again, though, the only thing is, like Ed said, and like Sparky said, the shipping is the problem. So people are willing to pay the freight plus the cost of the core or the wing that you make. I offered a lot of different services. I mean, from basic cores to cores with molded leading edge caps on them and spars in, or fully sheeted wings with flaps, that were cut integral and covered in one piece, and then the flap cut out and framed. And there was a lot of different options that we did over the years. And of course, the price points got higher and higher. And it's interesting to note that with the full boat wings were like $400 for a wing and a tail. And that was a fully sheeted wing, landing gear system, flaps, molded leading edge, sanded, cored out, ready to go. We're about $400 a set. And some people call up and they say, well, how much is the foam wing, done, like with all the stuff? I said, well, $400 a set. And there'd be this long pause. And they said, oh, I thought it was like $25.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Lord.
And then there was another group of people who would call up and ask the exact same question. And I'd say $400, and they say, send me 3.
Yeah.
I remember watching Scott do them, Bob, and he had the cigarettes going and the coffee going and all that. And he used to pump that stuff out. And
I taught him how to cut.
Huh?
I sold him all my stuff when I went.
And it's interesting because he quit all that stuff and got healthy, but you just said he passed away, huh, Bob?
He moved down to Nashville, and he was playing guitar, not commercially or anything, just for fun. He took up guitar. He was also an avid bicyclist.
Yes, he was very good.
And I called him up one day, and his wife said he died.
Wow.
I think his wife's name was Karen, right?
Yeah, I remember her vaguely. They had that nice house upstate New York.
And he had the flying field in his front yard.
The flying field there, the contest going, and it was Coxsackie.
Got to be careful when you say that.
Yeah, I know. But of course Steve Busso was his partner, and I don't know how Steve's doing, but
I went up to see Steve not too long ago. I drove up to his house and visited with him.
Cool.
He lives right up the road from Big Pink, if anybody knows what Big Pink is.
Yeah, you're talking about the band now. You're talking about Dylan.
Yeah.
You're getting into a whole different thing there, Bob.
Yeah, he lives right near Saugerties, where the music from Big Pink was.
Yeah. Oh, rest in peace, Scott.
No, Steve's still going good. He married a very wealthy lady, and he's into tennis now. He does a lot of tennis. And I guess
cancer.
pickleball.
He beat cancer.
Huh?
He beat cancer.
He beat cancer. Yep. He looks good. He looks real good.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, well. Seems like yesterday, but it was like 30 years ago, wasn't it? A long time ago.
Yeah, Steve came to Brodax about 10 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
With Billy Hummel.
Wow.
They hung around with us guys from the New England area. We had a great time. I'm surprised that he didn't come back again, but
I tried to get him to come back. I went up to his house and visited. He had some balsa wood for sale. I went up to look at it, and it was nothing special, so I didn't buy it. But we hung out for a while, and I tried to convince him to come back to flying, but he wasn't going to have it. So he was having too much fun playing tennis and doing the
bicycling too with Scott too, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Days passed.
Yeah, it's true. I think Scott had about he'd probably get through about 2 packs of cigarettes and about 9 cups of coffee, and he'd probably do about 4 or 5 wings.
I'll tell you a quick story about the first day I met Scott Smith. Busso had brought Scott. Scott wanted to learn how to do foam cutting. This is before we decided. This before I sold the stuff to him and got out of it for a while. He came down. He wanted to learn. I said, "Come on down. I'll teach you. I'm fine. With that." And I'd started an airplane called the RD-1 for my son Robbie.
Yeah, I remember.
Robert David 1. And I had the fuselage all done with the rudder and fin attached and everything, hanging on a pegboard in the shop. So he walks through the door of the shop, and I have my hand out to shake hands with him, and he has his hand out, and then before he shook hands with me, he turned and pointed at the fuselage and said, "I'm going to kit that." and I said, "Well, it's nice to meet you too." And
he kitted it.
He wanted to kit. He loved the shape of that thing. So I said, "Look," I said, "if you want to kit it, that's great. I don't mind. But why don't we do it with a taper wing? It would be a little bit more, I think, aesthetically pleasing, and make a little bit bigger airplane out of it." And we came up with an airplane called the Prowler.
Yeah.
I designed the Prowler for him, and then Steve did the plans, and then Scott started kidding that.
Sold well. Wow, that was selling
What's
well.
that?
Was sold well for a while. I remember the Prowler. A lot of people were buying them and building them, at one time.
Yeah, they're good airplanes. I mean, they fly pretty well.
That's what he was flying at Brodak when he came.
Yeah. Good airplane.
Let's see if we got any chat. Okay. Nope, no other chats.
What's the Howard doing these days?
Pressure washing the driveway.
You were doing that 2 weeks ago, Howard.
I probably so, yeah. Had some more good weather and I did some more of it. It's big.
Minnesota Mike, I don't think foam will work for free flight. I mean, it'll fly, but not like them guys are building them micro lights.
Oh no, it's got its place. Different technologies for different applications.
There's a fella here who has taken a foam glider, and it's it's just a kit. You buy it in a plastic bag, and you plug the wings into the fuselage, and you plug the tail in it, and the kids take it out in the backyard and throw it. And just, I mean, it's about 4 or 5 foot of wingspan. But he's taken one of those and cut into it and hollowed it out and taken the wing and I think recut the wing. I'm not sure. He won't admit to it. But anyway, put ailerons on it and flaps on it. And it's 4-channel. Let's see. Flaps, elevator. Yeah. Rudder. Oh, yeah. 4-channel sailplane, and took it up to the mountain, the place we call the Lump, and got a 4-hour flight out of this thing. All styrofoam. I thought, for crying out loud. But anyway, different strokes for different folks reminded me of that, because he's about as different as anybody I ever met. I just build a sailplanes.
He was probably slope soaring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wind to get slope.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can stay up a long time. I went over with Vic Macaluso. He lived up on the North Shore of Long Island, and he had a big twin 454, cruiser, and he would go out there and paddle in and climb this big mountain, this like big sheer wall that had an angle to it, and the wind would come in and hit that, and he'd slope soar, like you say, for hours. You could slope soar a Lincoln off that thing. There was so much lift.
Yeah. Well, there's so much wind at the Lump at times that they have to divert trucks around it because it'll blow them over.
Wow.
That
But you go up there with
soaring
you go
is
up there
where
on
they've
any
done 500 miles an hour with a glider.
Yeah.
yeah. But you go up there and on the weekends there'll be guys up there with what do you call those things to jump off the mountain with hang gliders and just I mean, there's one guy that comes up there with one that I kid you not is made of bamboo and plastic from a department store. And he just rolled it on the thing, put it together with masking tape, bolts, some wire, and it looks like a contraption you would not even think about getting in. He straps into this thing and jumps off the side of the mountain and lands 4 miles away at a field down there and thinks nothing of it. I don't know. Some people have some strange ideas.
If you think about it, that slope gliding that they're doing, where they're doing a speed test, they're going round and around, getting up to 500 and some odd miles. That's pretty damn close to the sound barrier.
Yeah. That model that they did 330 with, I got to see, and man, that thing was solid. It was solid. There's no flex to it. It's all carbon and
record is on that
fiberglass. I think it's red. Best I remember, it's red. But man, that thing was sturdy. It was a neat looking sailplane.
Well, gentlemen, I promised my wife I'd watch a Jesse Stone movie with her tonight, so I got to go do that.
Nice.
All right, you take care of yourself, Bob.
Good seeing you.
Guys, be good.
Hey,
Always good to see you, Bubba. Take
Yep.
care of yourself.
All right, guys.
Hey, Eskins,
Yeah,
Eskins,
yeah.
can you get me on the stunt hanger and email me there
I'll send you my stuff. Okay, I will do that. All right.
on stunt hanger? Yeah, and then I can, yeah,
Okay.
and I'll get back with you what we got then.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gary.
Where did Santa Claus go?
He's right there.
Right down Santa Claus Lane last I heard.
Yeah, I hear you, Bubba.
Okay.
I don't see. There he is. John, why you hiding there?
I got
Big rascal.
booted off accidentally. I couldn't get back on for nearly half an hour.
548 miles an hour.
With a sailplane.
Yeah,
Model
RC
sailplane.
RC sailplane. Copy out.
Yeah.
Here's the link.
Yeah.
Let's put it in the chat here.
What, 30 or 40 miles an hour more, he'd be hitting the sound barrier.
It's damn close.
They'll probably make it eventually. They take those things and tow it up with a powered model and take it
threw it off
way
the
the
cliff.
dickens. Oh, they threw that off a cliff. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's different. The one that I saw, they carried up with a powered model way up high, and they just dove it straight down and then pulled up and went through a measured distance, and it somehow or another it caught it when it went through, and it was
What?
like 330 or something like that, 331, something like that.
I know a guy at work who wanted to do wind tunnel testing that way with a drop model.
The wind was blowing 65 miles an hour when he let it go. I mean, it's something to watch, but you got to have the sound up because when it goes by, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to, when we were practicing, to have the FAI team trials over in High Point. We were doing the trials, local trials over in High Point. There was a guy came out there and he'd seen Lamont Payne fly one time. So he thought he could take his plane and dive it and then come through the speed trap, down and back like Lamont did. And when he got out he came down and dove it. And when he got out to the other end, as soon as I saw the plane, I hit the button, the horn, and he made a radical turn and the fuselage went that way and the wings came down. It was bad. It was really bad. That plane just exploded.
That airplane they're flying there is in Santa Parker Mountain, California.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to watch it. It's it's unreal.
Send the link. I'd like to watch that.
I did. Look in the chat.
Okay, I will. The
3
when I went
minute
out to San
video.
Francisco, that was the darndest thing I'd ever seen.
Let me throw out a question, and Howard's here too. What was the first trim you would look at if a model is flying inside squares versus outside squares? Outside squares are much lighter than inside squares.
Lighter.
Yeah,
Lighter?
Lighter on the tension, lighter on line tension.
Oh, look to see if there's a warp in the wing.
Warp in the wing. It's one of those Ukrainian models, so it's pretty straight.
Yeah.
You never know.
Maybe not straight enough.
Yeah. What about lead out location, Howard?
You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I
Can
can.
you?
On mine.
Oh, you can? It's
Yeah.
movable?
Yeah.
That's not going to fix that, though.
Yeah. I usually go for tip weight or prop diameter because it's a power issue, isn't it?
Nope. Well, it might be, but tweak the flaps to.
Tweak the flaps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or what kind of now? This reminds me of the first flight I did at a stunt plane in the modern era. What kind of a power plant do you have?
I have the badass 35.
Oh, okay, it's electric.
The
So,
or prop?
yeah, it's not that your fuel tank's too high or low.
No, none of that. No.
Maybe the battery's too high or low.
Battery could be too high or low. Yeah.
I chipped the prop. Believe it or not, it didn't disintegrate. I just chipped the tip of it, and then fix the tip of it. So I'm thinking it, but it's fine on the inside, it's fine everywhere else except for the outside squares. It gets light on tension on the outside squares. Pretty bad. Yeah.
Tweak the flaps.
Bad, you know. Enough to
So you can move the lead outs?
I can move them, yeah. I can.
Move them forward about 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
Try that.
Is it fly level right side up and upside down?
Fine, Howard. Yeah. It'll lock right in.
But it's not one wing high or low, right side up or upside
Yeah,
down.
you know, now that I notice it, I notice a little tiny bit the outboard wing drops in the level flight, just a tad. But
Yeah.
I've seen Orestes drop his outboard wing a little bit and fly it. You know, I don't know. It's maybe it's an alignment issue. It could be, man. Could be.
What size prop you running?
What's that?
What size prop are you running?
It's the Igor prop, the 12.5.
Can you adjust the push rod length?
Yeah, I can. It's all adjustable.
Give it a little bit more down.
Just a little bit more down, huh?
It's losing line tension, right?
Losing line tension just on the outsides. On the outside.
That's not going to fix that.
No.
No. You think it might be a prop issue?
No, because I noticed it before here in Los Angeles, before I took it to Tucson. That was a little, if I had any complaints, it was just the outsides on the squares on the outsides was an issue.
Have more nitro.
More nitro, yeah, I thought about that. Loaded up
Not
with
a
Yeah, but
bad
take
idea.
matches away from it. The only thing I can tell you is move the lead outs forward 1/8 of an inch and try that. It sounds ridiculous.
That do as much good as adding nitro.
Yeah, probably. But it's the only thing I can think of could do that. I have.
The lead outs, what's interesting is the lead outs are all the way back. Can't, you know, I don't know who, you know, this is something that was adjusted. I don't know who adjusted it.
What airplane is this?
Huh? It's the
What airplane?
It's the Axioma.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody made an Axioma with adjustable lead outs
Yep.
because it don't come with them.
Yeah, the elliptical wing doesn't. I don't have the elliptical wing one. Mine's the Axioma 2, which is the regular.
Okay, mine's a 4.
You have the elliptical wing on it? You do, huh? On
It's
yours?
got the elliptical wing. Well,
Yeah,
as
look,
elliptical as
yeah.
they come.
Yeah.
Chopped off on tips.
Right.
You
know, it's always something.
I don't know. That don't make sense because that plane is known for just being right out of the box.
Everything is fine right out of the box. A little bit issues around the rounds, which could, you know, is me. That could be a handle issue. I might change to a hard point. Little things like that. Other than that, it's rock solid. You know?
I just don't understand. I don't fly electric or haven't flown electric enough. Just don't understand having that lead out position all the way back like that. I'm so used to having it flying up closer to the center of gravity.
Depends on where all the way back is.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I was always taught 1.5 inches past the CG, man, somewhere in that range.
I always thought the starting point was a thumb width after the mean aerodynamic chord.
Yeah, right.
CG range.
Right.
That was good old
An
tip.
Axioma, and it's light on the.
Just on the outside.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have not flown mine, so I don't know. But I watched a bunch of them fly.
I don't know much about the Axioma, but I would sure look at the flaps.
Yeah.
It's hard to seal the hinge line on those planes too with those big old hinges. I'm having a hard time sealing the hinge lines on it too, which I was gonna do. That's not gonna do anything.
I don't know.
Might, but tweak them first.
Yeah.
How about round eights?
Rounds on the outside, once again, just a little bit lighter, man.
Yeah,
You know, as a matter of fact, not as bad, not as profound as me going up to the 45 and then dropping it down on the outside square. That's where it gets right here, boom, light. Up here, light. Up in the top, 45, really light. As I come across that flat. Yeah. That's good for a loss of about 10 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just giving them away like charity. I don't know.
How is it on the bottom? When you got to pull out on the bottom?
It'll turn on the bottom, not as defined, of course, as the insides. I can get it to lay flat, boom, and but then as I go back up, it's not.
Are you slowing down and as you're going?
Yeah,
It must be.
Slowing way down your.
Yeah, it is slowing down a bit. So somebody
want to
told me I should fly a lap. And I haven't done that. Somebody says get it to 45 and go a lap around and then drop it down versus me going up and then dropping it,
If it's slowing down, you might need a little more power.
And that could be diameter on the prop.
Yes. Could also be pitch.
Pitch too.
It's not.
It's not, right, Howard? The Igor prop is the ticket, right?
That's a good prop.
Yeah, it is. I got 2 of them. I'm gonna try another one tomorrow.
Try the other prop. You said that has been damaged. Try the other prop.
Yeah.
Tweak the flaps and be done with it.
Tweak the flaps and be done with it.
How about if I just glue on some diameter, epoxy some diameter on the Igor prop?
Oh Lord.
Right?
This is getting absurd.
Those props you can buzz them and they keep going.
But there's a lump at the Tucson. They did the circles. And I'm like, wow, this is great. Little did I see there's a hump in one of the circles, right? I go to take off and it goes up the hump and chips the prop.
Yeah.
But it didn't. I thought it would. I could have lost the motor, everything on that deal. But it
No,
didn't.
they're not catapult qualified.
They're really well behaved, those props.
Dave Fisher said, "Well, get some. We got the CA out, and we played around with CA, and we got the tip back, and not as well as it was, but
put trike gear on it."
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
I'm just being ridiculous, but yeah, put trike gear on that protects prop.
Okay, guys, give me a second here. I'm going to sign off of YouTube. Gary, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right.
And we thank you for watching on YouTube. We do this every Friday and Monday night at 7 o'clock, 7 to 9.
Central time.
Yes, Central.
Washington time.
Please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight vibes.
Nice.
Take it easy.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, we are off of the tube.
So none of the other